Brittney was 6 years old and lived in the Village Manor apartment complex in Sturgis, Michigan with her family. At 8:30 p.m., Brittney and her brother were riding bikes outside of their apartment complex as their mother headed to the nearby grocery store. Her brother went with his friends across the street to get candy, leaving Brittney all alone on a bench in front of the complex. Brittney was not allowed to cross the busy street, so waited at the bench for her brother for 15 minutes. When he came back, Brittney was gone. Volunteers searched the area, but all that could be found was Brittney's bike, which was left in front of her apartment door. Some witnesses said they saw Brittney talking with a man in the minutes before she vanished. Witnesses believed he might have been driving a red or brown car. The man is believed to be the last person who saw Brittney. Her family expressed their concern over the disappearance of Brittney. Her uncle Jimmy Beers had this to say to reporters.
Brittney needs her mom and me, okay? Because we love her.
But were they really the grief-stricken family that they appeared to be? A year later, Michigan courts removed Brittney's older brother and younger sister from the family's home after allegations of physical and sexual abuse and neglect were issued. The alleged abusers were Brittney's own father, Raymond Beers, her uncle, Jimmy Beers, and Kevin Folsom, the father of one of her half-brothers. Was it possible that someone in her own family was responsible for her disappearance? Police certainly believed so, and they quickly became the target of the investigation. But police never found any evidence linking anyone in the family to her disappearance, and eventually the case ran cold. In 2015, a 10-year-old girl from White Pigeon told police that a man named Daniel Furlong had tried to abduct her. Police arrested him and took his DNA. His DNA matched material found on Jodi Parrott, an 11-year-old who had been murdered in 2007. At the time, Furlong was never even a suspect. In fact, another man, Ray McCann, had been wrongfully accused for involvement in the murder. Daniel Furlong eventually confessed and described how he kidnapped and murdered Jodi. He had seen her outside on her bike one afternoon and asked her to come to his garage, and then assaulted her. He then tells police what happened next.
Her hands were behind her back like this. She said, "Will you let me go?" And I said, "I can't let you go, lady."
Police now wondered if he was connected to Brittney's murder. He looked similar to the man that witnesses had seen sitting on the bench with Brittney. He also had relatives that lived in Sturgis at the time she went missing. Furlong denied any involvement, saying he would take a polygraph if he had to.
We know you knew the Beers family.
No, I didn't. I didn't know the Beers family. I know nothing. I'll take a polygraph test. I don't care.
Furlong took a plea agreement on the terms that he provide information on any other criminal activity in which he was involved in. Investigators consider him a person of interest in Brittney's case. 22 years ago, Brittney Ann Beers disappeared from her home, but every year her community still gathers in front of the bench that she was last seen at and lights a candle in her memory.